It's been 25 years and we finally have a Darth Maul Speeder in the 1/12 scale. The Speeder does look great, but honestly the figure is the best part about this whole set. Let's get into why and of course do some toy photography.
At last we will have revenge.
Can you believe it took him this stinking long for us to get a Darth Maul Speeder, like in the Phantom Menace, when he tries to run over little Annie on the way back to the Naboo cruiser? In my opinion, come on, number one, Maul all the way. Maul the way! So this right here was actually a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and it's not anymore. It's actually on Hasbro Pulse right now. As of filming this video, it's in stock, and I wouldn't expect them to restock again anytime soon. So if you're watching this and you haven't grabbed one, go ahead and grab it on Hasbro Pulse. It's $69.99. It's a little pricey, to be honest, but it's amazing. We've got the Darth Maul Speeder, but let's also just be honest here. The main reason this thing is so awesome is because of this packaging. Look at this absolutely beautiful, flawless, Episode 1 style, 1999 kind of packaging. It's amazing. If you are a millennial like I am, or you're a 90s kid, this is like, hits you right in the nostalgias. So good job, Hasbro. Honestly, it's going to kill me so much to open this guy up because I really don't want to. Maybe I'll go and grab one on the website again when I've got some money. So a huge shout out and thank you to my friend Austin at Visual Force for grabbing this guy at San Diego Comic-Con for me and sending him over. You are my savior, dude. Thank you so much. He actually went and did a review on this guy on his YouTube channel as well, so make sure to go and watch that and subscribe to his channel too. Austin, thank you, dude. We've actually got a few different Black Series Mauls coming out. One of them is this one. Another one is a GameStop exclusive 3-pack Duel of the Fates with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon as well. And then there's also just the plain old Maul that's up for, I mean, this is more Darth Maul, but he's also up for pre-order right now too. So I'll have links to all of those in the description. If you just decide to go with the regular Darth Maul, I don't blame you. That sounds like a good idea. I've got my Entertainment Earth link and discount code in there too. So make sure you go pick them up that way. That's incredibly helpful for me. Let's open it up. Maybe I can put them back in the package afterwards. We'll see. So what are some other Star Wars vehicles, speeders, bikes, that kind of thing that we don't have in Black Series yet that would be really cool? Honestly, the first thing I'm thinking of is the speeder that Mando drives in, I think it's season 1, right? With Toro, right? Yeah, that is a cool bike, and I would love to see that. Any more Mando related vehicles would be great for me, so that's my number one choice, would be that right there. Let me know what you think. And here he is, and it is, and I feel like the posing is just like off on this. Oh well, this looks really great. And the first thing I notice about the speeder is that it actually has a ball joint down here. So it's not just one stiff thing. So if you want to have them going down or up, you know, anything like that, it's doable, which is really cool. And so does the little probe droid right here. You can move it around and down and up. It's very small things that you don't usually see, and I wasn't expecting that, so that's actually pretty awesome. I almost don't want to take him out because I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time putting him back in to look good. I feel like I'm gonna screw that up. I'm really impressed with this soft goods robe. It looks really good. If you try to take it off of him, the hood part, it kind of flumps up. But when you have the hood on him, it kind of like hooks onto the horns a little bit, and then it like looks really good. Doesn't that look good? Like for a Black Series, like that looks kind of good. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this is the best Black Series soft goods that they've ever done. This is a nice kind of stretchy-ish material. This is different over here, but it still flows nicely. It doesn't get all like hard and stiff and clumpy and stuff like that. Great going, Hasbro. Does Darth Maul wear like a little bracelet in this scene while he's like controlling the probe droids or something? I pride myself on being a massive Phantom Menace fan, and I didn't know that he's wearing something in this scene. I'm gonna have to go and watch that. The hood is kind of sewn in on the front here to like perfectly flap down on the shoulders, which is a great choice because it really just makes the hood look super natural. Like that looks more natural than the hood on the Figuarts. It's always nice having the wires, but it's very impressive. I'm so impressed, Black Series Hasbro. So if we check out the speeder here, it also looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty simple design-wise. You know, it's pretty blocky, but there's a little bit of weathering going on in there. That looks good. I think it just overall is kind of solid. I think it probably could benefit from like a black wash with some paint if you ever wanted to do that, but I think it looks pretty good. There's weathering on the seats and all these like the black lines down here. They're all very much like, I don't know, it looks like a nice weathering. The only thing that looks really plasticky is right up front here. That's like very just plain tan plastic. Back here, that's not terrible either, but it is a little bit plain. So this right here is articulated, which you can move up and down. There's some buttons and stuff up in the front here that look pretty cool too. Nice ride, Maul. By the way, here is the Figuarts on the speeder. It actually doesn't look that bad. It's definitely a little small. His little feetsies don't reach the thing. There's a little bit of space in there. It does kind of work. If you wanted to do this in a photo or something, it would work. All right, let's strip this guy down and see how he is just as a figure himself. Let's take this stuff off of him. He looks good, you guys. He looks really good. This is very much a new figure compared to the old Darth Maul. Look at that elbow articulation. That's crazy. And he's got a little flap here. This is soft goods. And I think this is different if you were to buy the standalone Maul or the 3-pack. I think this is plastic on the 3-pack. It's specifically soft goods on this one, so then you can have him sitting upright for the speeder, you know. I also, and here's his lightsaber by the way, but I also really quite like the way they've got this little front flap of his robes, cloak, whatever. It's a separate piece. That looks really good. His boots look nice too. Look at his boots. And the articulation, pretty crazy. Like, you've got lots of movement here. Like, whatever the heck you want to do, you have the ability to do it. Dang, look at that stance. That is so awesome. This is my new figure, Darth Maul. He will find your lost ship. Very impressed, very impressed. Here is the brand new Darth Maul, and this is the very first Darth Maul Black Series they ever came out with. This is from the very first wave of Black Series, I think. I bought this at Toys R Us in Times Square in New York City. I found it on the shelf. Man, that was a cool day. And so one thing about this guy is the cloak is totally rubber. It's actually connected to the head. So if you want to take the cloak off, you can, but you gotta pop it off with the head like that. So now you've got regular Darth Maul without cloak on. And so you have them separate like this, and it's all attached on one piece. And I actually lost the old Darth Maul head, so we're gonna have to go for a little bit with a headless Maul over here. So hope you don't mind. But it's a totally redo. Pretty easy to confirm this is just a brand new, from scratch Darth Maul, and that's awesome. Just look at the knees, look at the elbows, the chest. This head here was never really a bad head, but this one here is just that much better. I don't want to go ahead and say this is the best Darth Maul Black Series, because this one, the Clone Wars one from season 7, is awesome. It might be the same exact head sculpt actually. And these are definitely different head sculpts. One of them's showing teeth, one of them's not. They even did a totally different head sculpt on these. That is just so cool. This is a great figure too. This one might even be better. And I'm not gonna go ahead and say it's better than the Figuarts because I don't think it is, but boy does it give it a run for its money. It really, really does. And no one can ever beat the face sculpt of this Figuarts. It's just, that's Ray Park right there. It's so, so good. So here is the probe droid comparison. The Black Series looks great, but Figuarts one's got a little more detail. There's more paint in there. It's definitely a little bit better looking, but the Black Series is great. So what do we think? Is it a W or an L? It's a W, obviously. I mean, you're getting an action figure, and you're getting a speeder, and you're getting a probe droid, lightsaber stuff. This is also a brand new sculpt. You got soft goods, cape and stuff. You are getting a lot of things. So I get where all of the price point comes from. Everything's just mega W. I don't really have any complaints, nothing. Do you have any complaints? It's available get it now before it's gone. W or L? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Please let me know. Oh, this is just asking to be photographed in a really awesome action-packed way. So let's go ahead and do that. It's just like, we gotta. Like, come on, let's go. Shooting and reviewing. Let's do it. Okay, I'm at one of my favorite places. This is my sandy spot. Not really sand, it's just really fine dirt here in upstate New York. But it looks like Tatooine, so hopefully I can make this work. I've got something pretty elaborate going on, so let's see if it actually will work out. All right, well, I've got Jar Jar Binks right here, and I've got Darth Maul's Speeder right there. And so the goal is Darth Maul is gonna be kind of like jumping over Jar Jar or jumping on him or running him over, whatever. And so I actually put the Darth Maul Speeder attached to this old stand. Actually, I think this is the same stand from my bootleg video I did earlier this week, but I actually was able to get it inside with a little bit of sticky tack in there, and it's working out quite nicely. And you can probably see a little bit of the blue too right there. And I've very conveniently gotten covered up the stand with the dirt, so there you go. So I'm sure you've probably noticed that Darth Maul is not here. Well, here he is. He's hanging by a wire. I just kind of stuck it in the back there like that. And so the reason I'm gonna be doing and holding this by hand is just because, can you imagine how difficult it would be to suspend him up like that, floating, like he's jumping, whatever? Like, that would have been incredibly hard. And that's what I was planning on doing, but this is so much easier, just holding it. And so he's doing like a trick, like a Superman trick with his bike as he's jumping over Jar Jar with his lightsaber fully ignited and everything. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna take a couple of different photos. One with holding Darth Maul up like that, and then also one with me kicking up some dirt like that to, you know, of course, get some action. And it's gonna be very difficult because I'm gonna be holding my remote like this and also holding my light reflector like this to bounce all that sunlight over from here onto the figures, so the lighting looks good. Man, I've got a really great sunny day right now. So lucky to have this weather. Sometimes the weather does not cooperate, and right now it is. I am also gonna stick this guy around there somewhere too, just so he's kind of poking around. And so in theory, I should be able to combine the two photos in Photoshop, get rid of the stands, get rid of my hand, and make sure the photo looks, you know, totally natural. Natural, unnatural. Okay, so this is actually just a test photo that I've got going on right now. So my f-stop is at f2.5. The background's gonna look nice and blurry, as you could probably tell it is right now, which is nice. I'm also gonna try and get rid of all that greenery back there and make it look more desert-like in Photoshop. And so my shutter speed is the most important thing. It's at 2500 right now, which is very fast. It's great because it's so incredibly bright out. Also, my photo is going to have some moving particles. All of the dirt and the sand moving around needs to be captured really quickly in order for it to look cool. You know, it's moving fast, so my camera has to move fast. And I'm leaving my ISO at 400, and I think that's good, just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and actually take this shot before I lose this sunlight. I'll do the time lapse of my editing, and of course, if you're interested in any more tutorials on how I do this stuff, what the gear I'm using is, how to edit all of this stuff, I've got it all on my YouTube channel right now, and all these different editing playlists and tutorials. It's all right in there, and toy photography is the best thing in the world, so I highly encourage you to check it out so you can get started doing it. It's the best. Whether you're a prequel fan or any kind of Star Wars fan, this is an absolute wonderful piece to have. Just for the packaging alone, it is just so great, and man, it makes me want to get one that I can leave in the package forever. Make sure to head over to Hasbro Pulse ASAP to get one of these guys before they're gone. This photo will be posted on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. As always, make sure to follow all of my work over there as well. And if you did enjoy the video, please consider liking, subscribing to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.